unfortunately, I'm going to place you under arrest, all right, for operating absent suspension. Put your hands behind your back, all right?
Yeah.
Do you have any weapons on you?
No, sir.
Any knives or any firearms?
No.
Okay.
I'm peaceful, man. You know,
Nobody said that, but we just ask it. We ask everybody, you know.
Yeah.
Don't take that the wrong way. I mean, these guys love guns.
Yeah, I know, right.
You know what I mean? No, fair enough. I'm not just saying, but I mean, these guys love carrying guns.
Sir, I've canceled all my government contracts.
Why'd you keep this one then?
That's an ID.
I know that, but wouldn't that be a government
Yeah,
contract?
well, look how I signed it. UCC 1-308 without prejudice. That means I reserved all of my rights. So right now, what you're doing is violating my rights on the presumption and assumption that I am subject by having a state-issued identification. I only have that because I'm under duress. It's impossible to operate in America without one.
Okay, no problem. What up? You have a license registered. Have a seat on the, just have a seat. Sit back down. Yeah, just sit back down. All right. What's going on? Okay. You have your license registration?
I don't contract with the government, sir. I'm canceling all my contracts. I'm a private American national. And I don't register my property to the government either. I've actually put your agency on notice.
I understand if you're going to go the sovereign citizen route. Okay, but listen, you're in Massachusetts. You're subject to state laws on the highway. You're driving without a helmet. You're driving on a vehicle that's should not be on the highway. So
it goes 70 miles an hour.
Doesn't matter. I don't see license plates. I don't see anything. So
That's all right. Call your supervisor.
Okay, don't worry about that right now. I'm just saying, do you have a Massachusetts license?
No.
Are you going to give me a name and a date of birth or anything like that?
I'm not doing anything wrong.
No, you are. You definitely are. So, what I'm saying is, I'm stopping you. I'm not. I said that you're polite, and I understand that, but you're going down the wrong road. I'm just asking for identification. You're on a public way. All right. Is this your name, date of birth?
Yes.
All right. Perfect. That's all I need. Okay. This isn't.
One party is complaining of
It's my private identification.
Okay,
That's my identity. Yep, this is who I am.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
All right. This is good enough. All right. If you don't have a mass license, right, you can't be driving. You can't be driving out here no matter what.
I'm not driving.
Even if you have a license.
I'm traveling, sir.
You're driving. Okay. By our definitions, I understand that. Listen.
Black's law definition of driving is to be engaged in commerce on public roads. You need a license, sir, because it's a commercial. It's a commercial license. It's not for private American national.
Listen, I understand that you're going. I understand you're passionate about your rights. Okay. I am enforcing state law. I'm a state trooper.
Yep.
Okay. You're not in compliance.
Which you have no jurisdiction over me. That's statutory
you're in
law.
Massachusetts. You're on a Massachusetts.
GLC 90, right? Yep. That don't apply to me.
All right, but listen, I understand that. I'm not going to get in a debate with you, okay? But I have to do my job, all right? You don't have a helmet on.
Call your
You're driving.
supervisor. They got notice and everything.
All right, okay, hold on.
Good morning, all. Good morning. Got privileged to be able to administer the oath of office to the new superintendent of the Massachusetts State Police, Jeff Noble. So would you raise your right hand and repeat after me? I state your name.
Jeffrey D. Noble.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts
and will support the Constitution thereof.
and will support the Constitution thereof.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I
Jeffrey D. Noble,
do solemnly swear and affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will faithfully and impartially
that I will faithfully and impartially
discharge and perform
discharge and perform
all the duties incumbent on me
all the duties incumbent on me
as Superintendent of the Massachusetts State Police,
as Superintendent of the Massachusetts State Police,
according to the best of my abilities and understanding,
according to the best of my abilities and understanding,
agreeably
agreeably
to the rules and regulations of the Constitution
to the rules and regulations of the Constitution
and the laws of this Commonwealth.
and the laws of this Commonwealth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I
Jeffrey D. Noble,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
If you're in the area, if you don't mind stopping by 128 North, Access Road right at 50 Alpha. This gentleman's a sovereign citizen.
Received en route from 3 in Chelmsford.
Sir, if you don't mind starting to tow this way, this gentleman's driving a scooter, no license plates.
Received. I'll start your call as well.
Whose vehicle
Yeah.
is this? You own this?
Yeah, it's my private
Okay,
property.
you own this. All right.
I got the sheriff on the line as well.
All right. The sheriff. Who's that?
Middlesex County Sheriff's Department. That's the law enforcement that I recognize because I'm no longer subject to your jurisdiction. The Sheriff's Department is a constitutional law enforcement that I'm subject to, so I got them on the line and I'm reporting the potential theft of my private property. So the Sheriff's Department is actually the law enforcement, constitutional law enforcement that needs to enforce the law. So if you could please have a sheriff.
I know it sucks, but
Yeah. No, I'm
I'm
just afraid of basics. I can't erase
I know.
this.
I'll go back to there. We'll do it. It is what it is.
You think so?
Yep.
All right. Just give me a second.
If you take my property, it's unlawful deprivation. You know the law, sir, right? You know due process? You can't take someone's property without due process, right? You have no jurisdiction. It's not yours. Listen, the reason why you guys can just make people subject is because all these vehicles are registered. This is not registered, so it's not state property.
That's something you got to take up with the court, not us.
So the sheriff's department received my summonses for the deprivation of my rights.
I can send it over here because you got here.
Good, sir. Yeah, absolutely. So here's your consent.
Here's the way to make believe.
I'm actually obeying God. God told me to stop contracting with secular government. So really, you're coming up against what God told me to do.
What plate is this?
Yeah, it's my United Nation of Israel. You know, we're the children of Israel that's been scattered, and we've been, subject to these secular governments. But he says, "Come out of her, my people, lest you partake in their deadly sins."
Yep.
So, contracting with these governments, you become like a god. So, see how you're doing this right now? It's against the law. God's law says you cannot do this. God's law says you cannot do this.
So listen, unfortunately, we're going to place you under arrest. Okay. For operating that suspension. Put your hands behind your back, all right?
Do you have any weapons on you?
No, sir.
Any knives or any firearms?
No. Okay. I'm peaceful, man. You know what?
Nobody said that,
No, I
but
don't think
we just
you-
ask. We ask everybody,
Yeah.
Don't take that the wrong way. I mean, these guys love guns.
Yeah, I know, right.
You know what I mean? No, fair enough. I'm just saying, but I mean, these guys love carrying guns. Do you have any weapons on you?
No, sir.
Any knives or any firearms?
No. Okay. I'm peaceful, man. You know what?
Nobody said that,
No, I
but
don't think
we just
you-
ask. We ask everybody,
Yeah.
Don't take that the wrong way. Do you have a state issued ID at all?
Yeah, I do, but
Is it in your bag?
it's in my wallet.
Where's your wallet?
It's in my pocket.
I'm gonna grab it. Okay?
You don't have permission.
It doesn't matter. You're under arrest, so you search engine to arrest.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's how the law works.
Yeah.
So he's actually going to inventory all of your property.
This cuff is. Can you switch my hands around? You see how they're like,
Have you ever had a license in Massachusetts, or is it just Minnesota?
No, sir. I've canceled all my government contracts.
Why'd you keep this one then?
That's an ID.
I know that, but wouldn't that be a government
Yeah,
contract?
well, look how I signed it. UCC 1-308 without prejudice. That means I reserved all of my rights. So right now, what you're doing is violating my rights on the presumption and assumption that I am subject by having a state-issued identification. I only have that because I'm under duress. It's impossible to operate in America without one. So I signed it reserving all of my rights under duress without prejudice.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yep. So right now you are under the presumption that I am subject because of that.
I don't know what that means.
You assume that I am a subject because I have a state-issued ID.
What does that plate mean? What does that plate mean? Does that mean something? Just curious.
Yeah, that's God's name. Yeah, I'm only following God's law. He told me to stop contracting with secular government.
Why does it look like it's backward? Is that just the writing? Is it like, what kind of writing? Is that
That's
ancient
Hebrew.
Aramaic or
Yeah, that's Paleo Hebrew.
Paleo?
Yeah.
Okay. Right?
Paleo Hebrew.
Yeah. Right?
So you read it left to right. Yeah, from right to left.
Hi. Thank you.
Hi. Come on.
Hold on a second. I just want to see what's in here for his inventory. How do you pop this off?
Probably doesn't have a fishing license either.
Yeah, you know, I always ask the people up at the shells and stuff. This is a lighter, water, sweatshirt, and a fishing rod. Well, he's not going to get a fishing rod if he doesn't want to get a license. I mean, a fishing permit. Yeah, and by the way, I'm horrible with it. He's going to be better. I just heard he had a sovereign citizen, and then I started making my way, and then he's like, I'm like, oh, he's going to like break the glass. And he's like, I got a scooter. I'm like, that's pretty hilarious. Like, I can't roll the window up on you and tell you no.
Yeah, we don't usually see that too much.
Yeah.
Just have a seat. I gotta put the seatbelt, all right? I got a seatbelt chance.
Yeah.
Okay?
Thank you.
I appreciate you being cooperative.
Yeah,
with
no
me.
problem, man.
It's not personal. I have to do my job, and I know you believe in what you believe in, and I respect that. I'm not.
Yeah, you know, it's just a controversial situation, but yeah, I don't understand. You guys are just doing your job, you know. So I just got to stand up for my rights, and you got to be assertive, you know. And really, the assertiveness is to overcome the anxious and nervousness, because otherwise I'd be, you know, timid. So, but appreciate you.
I understand, man. I respect you. All right, I have to do my job, like you say. You stand up for what you believe in, and I understand that as well. So
Understand,
no hard
man.
feelings. We'll get through the process here,
Yep.
and
Sounds
we'll
good.
get you taken care of. You.
All right. Thank you, sir. What's your name?
Paul.
Paul.
Yeah.
Pleasure to meet you, man.
Nice to meet
Yeah.
you, sir.
This is wild, man. But perfect example, you know. It's crazy that you know this is such a major violation in this system that just riding a moped you can go to jail. Wow. That's crazy, man. Thank you, sir.
Right? Alright. Good?
Yep.
Take your time.
So nothing else on you? Do you have anything else?
I mean, that's still in my pockets, but
Okay, all right, just hop up here. Just want to go over you one more time.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you let me just come over here. Stand this way. Yep. And I'm going to put an ankle cuff on you. All right, get these off your hands. Let me just have you secured, all right? Shake your wrists out, rub them out.
yeah.
Just gonna reach this. Okay. Just shoot your basic rights. Okay. Before we ask you any questions, you can read it right off the sheet. Let's understand your rights. You have your right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions. You have the right to have him or her with you during questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you. If you decide to answer questions now, you still have the right to stop questioning at any time. Do you understand what I read to you?
I understand.
Anything you say can and will be used against you in court. Do you understand what I read to you?
I understand.
You do? Okay. All right. Having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to me?
There's not really much to talk about.
Okay. So we'll just take care of this. All right. So there really isn't much to talk about, but having these rights in mind, should I check yes or no?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so yeah, I'll talk to you.
Yep, no, I don't believe you have anything to hide, so.
Yeah.
All right. And we can do the signature. Will you sign it?
No.
Okay, all right, then I'll say refuse to sign, that's fine. All right, can you just look here? Yep, that'll be
I
fine.
don't consent to
I
these.
understand.
I don't consent to these administrative procedures.
I understand, sir.
I don't consent to my picture being taken either.
I understand. Have you taken any medications or drugs recently?
I don't consent to these administrative proceedings.
Okay. Have you ever been under psychiatric care?
I don't consent to these administrative proceedings.
All right. Have you attempted suicide previously?
Same answer.
Same answer. Are you contemplating suicide?
Same answer.
Same answer.
And this is just to reserve my rights. You know, it's no offense. I'm serious. It's just because when you consent, you become subject. So I'm making it clear that I do not consent to any of these administrative proceedings.
I totally understand that, sir. So, I have been around the block. I don't take this as disrespect to me. I understand that you're exercising rights as you see them and as you believe them. So this is not taken personal.
I really appreciate that.
All right,
Because sometimes officers take offense to, people standing up for their rights or what they believe in.
I don't take offense to it. So that's why I say I am separating any type of, that's the way that you believe. I'm not taking offense to it or taking slight to it. I don't feel threatened by you. We're just trying to get through the process.
Yes.
So, as long as we have that understanding.
Yeah. So I just want to make it clear, I do not consent to any of these administrative proceedings.
Yep, it's just, that's the case, if it's in the file, the court can get a hold of you.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
We're not gonna be calling.
Right. Hope not.
No. You're a male, correct? These are all new questions.
I'm gonna reserve my right to remain silent.
Your right to remain silent.
I don't want this to be confused as, submitting to your jurisdiction.
Yep, no,
So
you-
once again, I do not consent to any of these administrative proceedings.
Yep.
So I know that you don't consent. So I'm going to have to, well, let me go on.
Willie Warren, these are just typical booking questions. The quicker we can get it over with, the quicker we get out of here, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so since that's an ultimatum, under duress.
It's not under duress.
No, I'm under duress, so I'll answer your questions under duress so I can get out of here.
You're not testifying against yourself. It's just an nothing's going to incriminate you. Anything you say can and will be used against you in court. If you decide to answer questions now, you still have the right to stop questioning at any time.
These are just typical booking questions. The quicker we can get it over with, the quicker we get out of here.
Right.
But I understand the formality of you saying that even answering is
Yep.
submitting to our authority and you don't agree.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I understand.
So under duress, to
Yep.
get out of here,
All right.
I'll answer the questions.
All right.
What do you do for work?
I'm an investigator. I investigate government crime.
Self-employed?
I'm employed by the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah.
Quite literally, I'm not being facetious, I promise. Like, the Lord has called me to do this work. Yeah, and I appreciate your understanding
Yeah,
tonight. And separating your emotions from your job, that is like very important, especially being in a position of authority. You can't be run by your emotions. Like,
Oh, God, no. No way.
it like disqualifies you from the position. You know?
It's not slight against me. I understand. I represent the government. I know that you're not meaning any personal disrespect towards me. It's the position the badge of office that I hold representing the government. So I separate them. We separate. I think a lot of us do.
And in my eyes, that's why I said that's some guy in a uniform with lights
Yeah.
on his car, because I don't
Yeah.
recognize you guys as law enforcement. I recognize the sheriff as the law enforcement, constitutional law enforcement, but I see you guys as just as an administrative agency or a club or a group, like you signed up to be in that group. I didn't sign up to be in your group, so that's just how I look at it, and how I see
I
it.
understand. That is your right, and that's it. It's your right, and I don't take offense to it. Like I said, it's.
And I agree with enforcing constitutional law where you guys have the legal right, as with anyone, even me. I can arrest someone for committing a felony in my presence. It's a citizen's
Citizen's arrest,
Yeah.
right.
And as with you guys have the same right to arrest someone who commits a felony. That's constitutional law of the land. So, you know,
Right.
yeah.
Inherent things. It's, I believe, Latin, I believe it's called malum in se, malum prohibitus. So
Yeah.
malum prohibitus, government says it's,
Which
government
you
says it's
cannot
wrong.
do. Yeah.
Malum in se is it's inherently wrong. Rape, robbery,
Yeah.
right? Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? The government says that driving without a license is wrong.
Yeah.
You're not, it's not really wrong. You
Yeah,
know what I
you
mean? You're right.
definitely
But
understand.
the
Malum in se
government
and malum
prohibited, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I do understand.
Yep, yep. And, you know, to couple that with, you know, mens rea, right?
Yes.
To be guilty of a crime, a
Intent.
man must be, you must have criminal intent. You
Yep.
know, people do things and may have broken the law, but if there's no criminal intent, they didn't mean to break the law, you know? But there are things that, you know, that people are ignorant of, you know, obviously that are against the law, but
Yes. I understand. It's legal issues. Like I say, you're not a bad person. You're not hurting anybody. You're not hurting me. You didn't
Right.
try to assault me. You didn't try to. But you understand though, with sometimes we deal with certain sovereign citizens or that
They're-
type of. They're armed. They have guns. They're, you know what I mean.
Aggressive.
Oh, very aggressive.
and
Well,
they're, you know,
not so much in this area. More out west in Idaho, they have whole, paramilitaries.
yeah. I don't agree
Really?
with that. It makes
Yeah.
our, because it's like a community, you know, they call it the sovereign community.
Yep.
But it makes us look bad when people get pulled over and then they roll down the road. You're cussing
Yes.
them out and how
Right.
you violate my rights. You know, people
Yeah.
get a little bit of understanding that they have
Yeah.
rights and then they exert them in just a belligerent way, you know.
I do. And
I
that-
just am assertive with my rights.
I understand that, and that's what you said. I know the difference. You never threatened me. I never felt in danger. That's why I'm saying I talked to you about it. And but sometimes we don't know that. Do you know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
We don't know
understood.
what you have or what you're capable of or what you did, in Idaho or anything else. So we have. It takes a while to get to the same page. And I understand you're standing up for your rights and your beliefs, and I respect that.
Thank you, sir.
Unfortunately, I have to do my job, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, which is to enforce the laws. So that's where we run into the conflict. But
Yeah,
you've been a gentleman here throughout the process, and we're going to get you through it. And
thanks, man.
again, we don't make the decisions, the court does.
Right.
They're the ones that write, it's not me. We
Right.
present what we have to them, and they're the who decides, so.
You're in custody, charged with a criminal offense, everybody is fingerprint. Not the
Oh, that's why it's considered a criminal.
criminal offense by state law.
Yeah, right.
Malum prohibited.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Malum prohibited, not malum in se. Malum
Right.
Government says it's wrong, and you meet that requirement, and then everyone has to be
So
fingerprinted.
what's the type?
yeah. I don't remember if I probably was then. I can't remember if I was fingerprinted in Cambridge. Right. Same thing
City of
happened.
Cambridge.
City of Cambridge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they probably did too. It
Right.
was a few years ago, but
The old days was the ink.
yeah.
We would think, you know what I mean? You'd roll the
On
ink
paper.
fingerprints, right, on paper.
Yeah, that was wild.
A fingerprint card, right.
Yeah.
So we have this now. This over here is it's a little bit faster, but you
Yeah,
roll your
that's-
fingers on the glass. You just place your hand here, I gotta place you. I know you're not gonna consent, I understand that. We place your fingers on the glass, and then it'll.
come
it's
back on the
electronic.
radio.
So if I don't consent and I don't do that, you guys won't release me, right?
Yeah, it could hold up the whole process.
Right.
And if you don't complete the booking process, we'll have to hold you until you, and then the judge will have to, I understand you don't
Since
consent.
there's an ultimatum that I'm gonna get
Under duress.
released, it is under duress.
Under duress.
Yeah.
I totally
Oh, so you
understand.
got it for all? Yeah.
I'm just really just for documentation.
I
Yeah.
totally understand. I'm not. You have strong beliefs, and I respect them.
Thank you. I respect your office as well, you know. it's-
Thank you.
You know, I just don't consent to your jurisdiction, is all.
I understand that. As troopers, we have jurisdiction statewide across the state and 5 miles out into the ocean.
Oh, really?
That's our jurisdiction. Even 5 miles into the ocean. And I
That
think
is-
in the air, I'm not a pilot.
Oh, yeah, you guys do got boats out there. I saw.
Boats
Yeah.
and
Hey, Trooper
helicopters.
Pelletier. Yeah.
We have it, but
So I can get away if I swim down 5
If you got over 5 miles, you'd be an international.
free.
That's when Trooper Pelletier would come in, he's from the Navy.
Oh,
He has a
really?
boat,
Okay.
yeah. So,
So,
but,
What's that? The Coast Guard comes into play after that.
The Coast Guard, yes,
Yeah.
yeah, what's in that would be out of our jurisdiction. Yes.
Alright, so where do we have to go now? Should we go?
That's the station commander. That's what I'm saying.
So he's aware of my notices then as well. That's funny. So you guys are, yeah, I mean, since he is aware,
The offense.
it actually
offense report.
becomes like a willful deprivation. You know, after you put an agency on notice, you know, it becomes a willful deprivation of my rights at this point. And it's not just negligence. It's I forget the term, but aggravated negligence or something, intentional negligence. Yeah.
Right, like a willful intentional.
Yep.
It's no longer just negligence, you don't have to know what you're doing.
Right.
Willful intentional violation is you know what you're doing.
It's like assault and then aggravated. It's like a step it's a step higher.
Right.
Yeah.
Like negligence, Massachusetts is negligence and reckless, so.
Okay, that's what it's reckless negligence.
Well, right, so reckless means that you know you're driving like for a car, you know you're driving like a jerk, and you're doing it intentionally.
Yeah.
Negligent is just, you're clueless and you're just driving along in a totally unsafe manner, but you have no intent.
Yeah,
So
right.
the intent is different.
And the reckless is you are aware that what you're doing could cause harm to another person. That's like,
And you continue to do it anyway.
yeah,
Right.
and you make the conscious decision to do it
To
anyway.
keep going, right.
So that's
You
the,
do a lot of reading
Yeah, it
on
should
the
be
law.
safe.
oh yeah,
You
so
do,
I
alright.
study the law, yeah.
You do, alright.
So that's the situation you guys are in, right?
Yes. No, I have to enforce law and do what they
Okay,
want
so
me to
the
do, and
offense
that's what I'm doing, and I do
Yeah, yeah.
understand where you're coming from.
Sure,
I really do.
That's missing.
I'm actually impressed with your knowledge of the law as well. You know?
Really?
Yeah,
There you go.
because a lot of times
Yeah.
officers don't fully understand, like, you know, malum prohibitum, malum prohibitum. That was,
You like
yeah.
that? Well, you know it, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I do the best I can. That's all. And I do understand. Like I said, you seem like you went to law school.
Self-taught.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah,
that-
yeah.
that's-
Studying the law. Well, I can't say that the Lord actually, the Holy Spirit gives me the wisdom to, you know, understand these things. So, but yeah, self-taught, self-study.
Yeah. You can learn a lot by yourself, especially now with the internet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
As long as you're going on a reliable source,
Yeah.
you can learn a lot just by reading and talking with people, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think so. I think that's what.
Yeah, and we're all standing on the backs of great people who have laid the foundation for us, you know.
I agree with that.
Like, it's law, like these laws wouldn't even have to exist if, you know, there wasn't people here to have to make the laws, you know.
Yeah.
I forget what the term was, but
Yeah.
I butchered it, but yeah.
No, I do know what you're saying, right? And we wish that we didn't have to have.
Yeah,
people
right. And so,
enforce
see,
the law.
here's how I look at it from a higher perspective, like an angelic perspective in higher celestial realms. They look at us like children. You know, we are called the children of God. You know, we're God's children.
Yeah.
But check this out. We can commit egregious things, right? And we have the free will to
Yes.
do whatever we want. But yet they still call us children. And higher celestial beings like angels, they look at it like, oh, when we do ascend, they're gonna be like, do you guys remember when we used to have to tell you thou shalt not?
Yeah.
It's like a very adolescent stage of development that we are in, you know, because God has to say, don't do that and don't do that.
Right.
Don't do that, you know, and when we grow up, those laws will still be there, but they won't have any they won't have any purpose,
Yep.
you know.
You're thinking on a much higher level
Yeah.
than, right, I totally understand what you're saying, right? And to some
Yeah.
extent, I do understand.
Created in the image and likeness of God, right?
Yep.
God created this realm, and He's like, go ahead, children, you guys can do whatever you want to. Here's the blessings for obedience. Here's the punishment for disobedience. You know? And we have the free will to do whatever. And being created in the image and likeness of God, having a form of godliness, but lacking the substance of who God is until we abide by His laws, right? So, Lord and
Yeah,
law,
I can.
or like
I can call
synonymous.
supporters. I
Like,
can be
the
rude to
Lord
them. I
is
don't
the
wanna be rude
law.
to you.
Yeah.
You know, so
And
he,
if it's not, I understand,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you're doing what God wants you to do, you should be okay in life.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right, as long as you're going from, right.
Respectfully.
I think that's a pretty good judgment of generally what's right and wrong. If
Yeah.
you're doing what would make God happy, you're
This
probably
is-
doing what would make everyone
This is
happy.
absurd.
yeah. I do have a meeting at 3, but I mean,
You wanna make a phone call?
oh, it is on the phone. Yeah, I mean,
Do
it's
you
just,
wanna make a call? Do you wanna talk?
no, it's okay. You know, if they have
Judging by the pace, we can't get you to court
Yeah.
because it's already past 2 o'clock.
yeah.
So we have to wait for the court to let out to call you for bail. So you might be stuck here till 5.
Oh,
So
really?
if you need a call, make a call.
Okay.
Do you wanna notify somebody you're here? Do you wanna talk to somebody you're?
Yeah, I'll text them.
Okay.
I could just text them and tell them I won't make the meeting. Yeah.
Let me grab my, we have the phone, actually. This is the phone, you like? Yeah. Alright, so we have this.
The dates.
President Lord Brothers
If you,
won't be able to make the meeting because I've been arrested. So I'm currently shackled. So I won't make the meeting, but it's just a book and a release thing. Was just pulled over and they're charging me with driving after suspension. So sorry, I won't make the meeting. They said I'll be out of here by 5 p.m. So I'll give you a call then. Bye bye.
back on the
I've been arrested,
report, it was a bunch of
currently shackled. So I won't make the meeting, but it's just a book and a release thing. Was just pulled over and they're charging me with driving after suspension. So sorry, I won't make the meeting. They said I'll be out of here by 5 p.m. So I'll give you a call then.
Correct.
Praise the Lord, brothers. How's it going? I've been better. Yeah, no worries. Oh, did you guys get my message? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm currently arrested. I'm under arrest right now. Yeah, I sent it to the WhatsApp. Yeah, I sent the video. I don't know. I don't know who has the WhatsApp, but I let them know I won't be able to make the meeting because I have a scheduled meeting at 3:30 with the brothers too. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, hey, keep me in your prayers. It's just a book and release thing. I was arrested for driving without a suspension, so it's not a big deal. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, brother. Yep. Peace, peace. I'm just sharing with them because I have a meeting at 3:30, so I was just sharing with them like I'm arrested right now. So.
Tom, you're not taking pictures, are you?
Oh no, I just went like this and showed that I
You
was.
can't film in here, all right?
Okay, sorry about that.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
just wanna make sure.
All right.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get, I know you're under duress, I understand that, so we have to comply here with our policy.
Yes,
Which
I do
is-
not consent
I
to
understand.
these administrative proceedings.
Totally understand, okay?
This is done under duress.
Yes, I understand. Just have a seat for me again real quick. I just kick that foot up, get that off. Excellent. Perfect. Just come this way, over to the machine here. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the right finger first. And we'll do this. Want a little water on here just to.
I don't know. That one's.
All right.
Don't know that.
Oh.
If it's whose it is. So maybe he does still have it on him? Or no? Then whose is that? Or is that yours? Yeah. Well, because I'm hoping he didn't send it.
Yeah.
Sure it is.
Huh? Sure it is.
So everything should go over here. You should be good. All right. Good. Have a seat again, sir. You're re-secured at an ankle. And then we'll work on that. Good for water? Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that went very smooth. Thank you. I know you didn't consent to that. I understand it. I appreciate your cooperation. Thank you. About as smooth as possible.
Yeah, I want to get out of here.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
It's not fun being restricted.
Did you take any pictures or video with this?
I did. I was showing like I was locked in because I have a meeting with the missionaries.
Can I see these?
What the video?
Oh, that's yours?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
all
had
right.
it over here, yeah.
You didn't send that social media or anything like that?
No, this is. Gonna be able to make the meeting because I've been arrested. That's it. Currently shackled. So I won't make the meeting, but it's just a book and a release thing. Just pulled over and they're charging me with driving after suspension. So sorry, I won't make the meeting. They said I'll be out of here by 5 p.m. So I'll give you a call then.
That was it?
And then I did a sweep of it's the last video. That's it.
Do me a favor, just delete that one.
I can't.
We've been cool with it.
I'm being cool with you too. You know. It's just verification that I'm where I'm at.
Yeah, no,
and
there's
all
just,
that.
it wasn't that bad. I thought it would have been worse, but it's all right.
Yeah.
Alright, you good, Drew?
I believe so. I'm gonna try to get a little bit of the narrative here. Yeah, Bill Clark will come out and then he makes the decision. He's gonna look at your record, your prior record, who you are, the report, the charges, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And then he makes that decision on bail, personal recognizance, how he's going to release you. Could release you on your promise to appear, or he could ask for some collateral, some bail, to assure that you appear in court. That again, that's totally the whole branch of government that I have no connection to. Right.
Yeah.
The judicial branch is not under my purview.
Well, that's actually still administrative branch.
It is.
All
Yeah.
that
Well,
is
right.
Still all administrative. Yeah, those are all Article 1 administrative tribunals. They enforce parliamentary law.
Yes. I know you don't think that applies to you. I totally understand.
Yeah, it doesn't.
But right, and that's who's making decisions.
I was gonna say I have my foot like this and my arm like this.
It's fine.
Don't misconstrue that
No,
as
that's
consent. I'm looking a little too comfortable in
No,
here.
it's all right. You can relax.
Yeah, no. It was because I'm uncomfortable, that's why.
No, nothing is designed for comfort, as you know.
Right. So, on and for the record, I do not consent to these administrative proceedings.
Yes, you have made that clear.
Yeah. I'm just saying, based on conduct, I mean, seriously, like the government, they can and will be used against you.
Right.
Anything that they can.
Yeah, no,
So-
there's no, I'm not, we're talking here,
Yeah,
this is again administrative.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you where you got, you know what I mean, anything that would incriminate you. Anything here is just, it's like checking into a hotel. We have to ask you how tall you are, you have to ask you if you're gonna hurt yourself, if you're on any medication. You know, the questions here are not designed to elicit any incriminating evidence. They're all just a booking procedure. So, and I know you still don't consent to it.
It was kind of just a joke, because I was like,
Yeah.
you know, thinking that, oh, maybe they construe this as consent to being here, you know, kind of relaxed. But I was just kind of joking, but not at the same time. But
Yeah, no.
because they will use anything that you say or do against you, and you know, there's a maximum law, contract law, that, you know, just like this sign outside of a building or a restaurant or
Yep.
a mall, that's an implied contract
Yeah,
to the public, meaning I can go in there and enjoy goods and services with equal rights, right? And just like when you sit down at a restaurant, you
Yep.
order food and eat, that's an implied contract that's enforceable in law. So if it's an implied contract. You sat down and ate the food.
yep.
It's implied that you're going to pay for it based on your conduct. So by me
Oh, right, yes.
submitting to answers to your questions,
Yep.
or, you know, feeling relaxed and I don't think that could be used, but it was kind of a joke. But I'm like
No,
sitting here, got my arm up, foot up, you know.
I understand the
I just-
theory, right.
You know,
The same as if I had been blocking the doorway, that, you know, it would show that you were in custody, you didn't feel free to leave if I was blocking the doorway.
exactly.
I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, so that's why I'm not being a stickler for no reason.
I'm not taking your body posture as any type of consent.
Consent
No,
to
I'm not.
be in here, yeah.
No,
I just thought that was
you're
funny.
just a
I'm like,
human being relaxing right now, right? I know
should
that
be
you've
trying
made
to-
it clear that you're not consenting. I know that, so I'm not taking that as consent, that you're trying to make yourself comfortable here. So,
I figured it was because of no helmet.
No helmet, yes,
Because I
it
rode
sticks.
by you and I'm like, that's like the biggest thing, you know, you could notice right off the bat.
doesn't happen in Massachusetts. In New Hampshire, you don't need a helmet. In Maine, you don't need a helmet. Different free states up there. New Hampshire's the freest of all. You can basically do whatever you want in New Hampshire, right? Firearms, motorcycles. You don't even need insurance in New Hampshire to operate. So, and they don't have helmet laws. So you can cross right over from Mass into New Hampshire and take your helmet off on the move. Once you cross into Mass, you need a helmet. It's a primary violation. It's very rare that you don't see somebody with a helmet on in Massachusetts. Very rare to see anyone without a
I
helmet.
actually had one,
Yeah.
and you know, I got messed with, and I just was like, just to keep the peace,
Yep.
I didn't, you know, I put a helmet on because I forget, a Cambridge police officer stopped me and razzed me about not wearing a helmet.
Yes.
And so I ended up getting one,
Yep.
and then I set it on my bike, went inside for a moment, came back out with somebody
Somebody
snatched
stole it. Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
So,
Huge theft in bikes and helmets in Cambridge especially. It's
So, yeah,
brutal
yeah.
theft. Tons of bike theft. They'll steal everything.
so I tried, you know,
Yep.
but
I hear you. But
gotta get
especially
another one, yeah.
on a highway. On
Yeah.
a highway, it's going to jump out at you immediately. It's you're going to attract a lot of attention on the highway without a helmet and mask. You know, it is what it is, but is on top of everything else, it'll protect you if you go down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
Right. That's the primary reasoning, I guess, for a helmet. But that's what it is. It's in the report. I'm not.
You know, I agree that
pulling
it
anything.
is a safety thing, but
Yeah.
I don't agree that it should be enforced by law and also punished by penalty of law. So you know how I would react to it. Like, I appreciate you guys'
Yeah.
concern. You know,
Yeah, no,
If it is truly about concern, which it's not, it's really about money. You know, but you can couple that with the concern of the public. as
You're
well,
right.
So.
Well, yeah, I understand that, and right, correct. And I understand your point of saying, in New Hampshire, their philosophy is, it's my body, it's my life. If I hurt myself without a helmet, it's on me. New Hampshire says it's your choice.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? They say you're free to make your own decisions, and I do respect that. I agree with you on that. You know what I mean?
Right, right. But Massachusetts,
I don't
you
make the
can't
law.
make your own
I
decisions.
exactly. Okay, I can't make a decision on. I work
See,
in the state.
see that?
I
See that hang up you have there?
I understand
It's
where
like-
you're coming from.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know, there's
People-
there's an area where it's like you got a question, and it become, you know, my logic becomes valid in
Yeah.
a way, you know.
I'm not disagreeing with you. That's what I'm saying. I do understand. I do fully understand what you're saying, and I respect that a lot. And I understand Massachusetts is one of the strictest states when it comes to laws in the country.
Yeah, it
country.
really is. That's
One of
why
the
I'm
top.
like,
Right. One of the
yeah,
top.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
I can feel it. I came here and you can feel that, like
Yes.
it's like very,
Yes.
you know, strict and
Very regulated.
Yeah,
Yes.
very regulated, and I find it ironic that the Lord has brought me here to do this work, because I was traveling. I lived in a conversion van, traveling all over America. Absolute best idea I've ever done, actually, because I got to see all over in all these national parks.
Yeah.
And I got a Planet Fitness membership.
Yep.
So I drive from Planet Fitness to Planet
Oh,
Fitness,
yeah.
10 hours.
Yeah.
And then I'll get out, go get some firewood,
Yep.
drive up to the mountains, and man, wherever I'm at, I'm going to visit the national parks, camp out, you know, and
It's a good life.
lay under the stars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good life. It really is.
It's
to
wonderful.
have that life for however long you can live that
Yeah.
is a good life. It's a beautiful country. It's a huge country. Huge country.
I talk about
Compared to-
traveling, you don't
Right.
even need to leave the country to travel. I'm serious. It is absolutely beautiful.
Look at other countries like Japan, France, England. This country spans from the Atlantic to the Pacific. It is a massive country. You have the Northwest, the mountains. You know, you have the plains.
Yeah.
You have the lakes region. You have the Southeast, the swamps, and the different weather. Texas, the desert, Arizona. It's
It's a variety
climates.
of all of it.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Up north, you can hit mountains
Oh
and
yeah. You
snow
see.
and
Right. Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Minnesota.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And over here, it's like it's really lush over here, and
Yeah.
it's also like I've noticed. I'm serious. Like one of the like motivations for me to leave, I wanted to leave. Was the dense population. It's densely populated here over here. It's more
Here
dense.
it is. Yeah.
Oh, east. Period. It's
Oh,
like
the Northwest.
much more densely populated here.
Per square
And-
foot.
Yeah, and
Right, per square mile, you can have 100,000 people.
I was living in Cambridge, and that's where
Yeah.
my friend was living. I came over here, and I was like, wow, you have to build up, because people, you know, we're just packed in like sardines here.
One of the most densely populated, Somerville, Massachusetts, right next to Cambridge, back when my parents lived there in the 1950s, was 100,000 people a square mile. It was the most densely populated city, I think, in the country in the 1950s. Right.
Yeah, that's profound.
And people lived in 3-deckers, you know what I mean? And you had
Yeah.
sometimes families of 10 in each apartment. So you had a 3-decker, 10 here, 10 here, 10 here,
Yeah.
30 people in a house. And it was, you know, but the Northeast is smaller states. They were all colonies from England.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Massachusetts.
That's
right.
another thing.
That's was settled by the Puritans.
Yeah.
No sense of humor in the Puritans at all. Church on Sunday, right? No liquor on Sunday. It was
The Mayflower.
Yes, right. Yes, right.
Yeah, yeah.
This is where it all came from.
Yeah,
Right.
that's one thing the Lord brought me here, and
Yeah.
I've been like, exploring Boston in the area. It's
Yeah.
like all this is where it went down.
Where it all started. Right,
Seriously.
right
yeah.
here. This is
Yeah.
Concord. In Lexington, the first shots, the first
Yeah.
real violence, formal violence against the English crown was right here in this town. Right, a mile down the street, down there at the Old North Bridge in the
Wow.
Lexington Green. So this is where the whole revolution where they rebelled against
Yeah.
the government. It happened right here in this town. So
That's pretty wild, and,
Yep.
and it's
Yeah.
just so rich. That history is so rich. And,
yeah, it is right. No,
My church, right now, where I've been
Yep.
going to church, is right across the street from where Washington took command of the Revolutionary Army.
oh, Cambridge.
No, yeah, in Cambridge.
Oh, I was
yeah.
going to say, yes, because that's where his headquarters were.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
right.
my church is right across the street, and
Yeah.
so it's like
This
I
is-
said, wow, how?
Yep.
What are the chances of that? You know,
Right.
So I got the whole history of that, and I'm just like,
Congress in Washington, Philadelphia, it was Adams, Jefferson, they chose him to command the Continental Army.
Yeah.
And he took it in through thick and thin. They had some pretty rough, they were barely fed, barely clothed. A lot of the
Yeah.
soldiers deserted, walked away. It wasn't sure, but they held it out and they gained their independence.
yeah,
But it all started here.
praise the
Right,
Lord.
and that's
Yeah,
where
yeah.
Washington was, its headquarters in Cambridge. Right.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was right there in that big yellow house.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, right. Isn't that
So,
funny to see it? Right.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And you know, little did I know how like rich of history this place was, and
Yes.
then I'd end up going to church right across the street. Like, wow, it's pretty
Small
cool.
world.
And that's really what
Yeah.
I'm standing up for
Yep.
is the you know, our independence from regulation and oppression. And so, but it's been super. Our Constitution has been, you know, like pretty much overlaid with a corporate constitution. So all of the states now have been corporatized, and you know, but underneath that is still the de jure republic that we fought so hard to, you know, enforce and defend.
I totally understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And I'd say I agree with you on a lot of points.
Yep.
And I respect it, like I said, and that's, it's a different world we're living in now, and I think a lot of people share those same thoughts that you have and ideas and things that you're seeing. I think a lot of people recognize.
Check this out. Here's how, literally, since I've like gained my sovereignty back, I've always had it.
Yeah.
Everyone always has it, but
Yeah.
to realize it and to really stand in your sovereignty,
Yeah.
I've like removed all of the lines and stand on this one principle. Genesis 1:28. God said, "We created us in His image and likeness," and He said, "This is a beautiful garden. Here, you know." He created us in His image and likeness and said, "Be fruitful, multiply, and have dominion over the earth that I've given you, and over the sea, and over the plants and the animals. You have dominion." So
Yep.
I've removed the lines, and I'm literally living on that principle. Like, so if you look at America and you see all the different states, those are man-made constructions. Those are constructions of the mind. You know, not to say that they're not beneficial in some ways or necessary in some ways, but
I understand.
Huh?
I'm listening.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, but check this out.
Right.
Looking at America, just like from a top view down, remove all of those lines.
Yep.
This is a beautiful garden that we live in, and we've been given, blessed to have stewardship over, and we've created these invisible lines of separation. When really, what is real? What's real? Those lines and those states, the names on your card, your plastic thing, that's not who you are, right? What's real? Communication, like human to human, helping each other out, you know, being here, just living.
Yeah.
That's what's real.
Yeah.
You know, you're not a number, you're not a thing in your card, you know.
I am a number. When I'm a state trooper, I am a number.
Yeah,
I am my ID number, right?
Yep, exactly.
I do understand exactly what you're saying, and I agree with a lot of what you're saying. You drive over an invisible line from New Hampshire into Massachusetts. There is no difference
What
in
changed?
the
Look at
environment.
the
right?
trees. Look at the birds are still
Yeah.
flying, chirping.
Right.
They don't see no lines.
I
right?
agree. They're not bound by states, right? They're not bound by, yeah.
And even with countries, the separation in countries as well.
Yeah.
This is God's.
Yeah.
And we have done that. That's our creation.
I cannot disagree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you at all, and I
Yeah.
totally understand that. And it's a righteous view. I understand what you're saying when you're looking and saying like, well, this is all the same area, but when I cross over this line right here, there's no visible line.
What
But now I'm in the right
changes?
town of Lexington, subject to different laws as I am over here. Right. It's all
Exactly.
different governments that have been created, and
Yeah.
for whatever reason. And that's the state of Massachusetts is part of New England, but it is night and day from that invisible line going to New Hampshire. Two different worlds.
It really
You
is.
couldn't
It's,
go-
it's wild
Right,
to,
and
to
you're-
imagine that.
Right,
Yeah.
it's just I guess I don't know where it comes from, or the philosophy of the government, or who is elected, or
It's
however
it's
they make the laws,
regulation.
right.
So
Yeah.
I mean, stop a bear and make him get an ID before he comes into Massachusetts, or a deer,
Yeah,
or
right, yeah,
a
right.
bird. Hold on. Regulate that. You
Charge it.
cannot.
You can't.
And it's part of nature.
Yeah.
And what are we? We are made from the dust of the earth. So we are part of nature as well. So
You have valid points.
thank you.
You
sir.
have valid points. I'm not disagreeing with you. That's what you.
Yeah, but that's
I
the
understand
reality
your
I'm living
reasoning.
in right
Yeah.
now. Literally, the Lord, I've canceled all my government contracts. I don't recognize your authority.
Yep.
You guys are a group. I
Yep.
will honor your
Yeah.
rights as anyone else's rights. You know, as long as I don't infringe upon anyone else's rights, I'm
Yeah.
not subject to the judicial branch of government. You know, that's the only time I will be, is if I infringe upon somebody's rights or their property without
understand.
consent.
Yep.
Yeah,
And you're not.
right.
You're not. So
I shouldn't be here.
by what you're saying, I totally agree. Like you say, if we lived in a world without laws, you would be traveling right up the road, untouched, right?
Yeah.
Or New Hampshire, right?
Well,
Untouched.
a world without statutes
Yes.
and regulations, then I would be free. Because
Right.
the laws are still
You-
apply,
You're not
like real
doing,
law.
You're not doing anything inherently wrong by driving your motorcycle
Yeah.
down the paved path without a helmet, right?
Exactly. Yeah,
You're
and
not
it's-
right. Yeah, I
it's-
understand that.
It's been, what is the, it's a constitution, well, they've ruled on this since the beginning, that man has a constitutionally protected right to travel upon the common way of mankind during his time. So that's
Yeah.
just it's upon the common way and mode of transportation.
Yep.
If it's a common way during your time, you have a God-given right to travel
Yeah.
freely, unencumbered and unfettered. So whether that's horse and buggy, like
Yep.
back in the day, plane, train, car, bus,
Yeah.
bike, whatever it is, if it's a common mode of transportation, you have a right to use that
Yep.
without being regulated.
I cannot disagree with you. With the way that you're putting it, and
Yeah.
I know a lot of people will say, "Oh, that's crazy," I think. But by what you're saying, if you look at it, the way that you're presenting it, you are correct. People
Yeah.
should be able to be, as long as you're not harming people, right?
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
wish the world was like that.
Yeah, amen.
I
Well,
really
that's what
do.
we're
I
here for.
believe me. I understand, and I'm a cop. You know what I mean?
Right.
I wish we weren't needed. I wish, but
Yeah, well, that's what we're here for, man.
Yeah.
We're like peaceful, peaceful inhabitants, just
Yep.
standing up for our rights. And
Yeah.
this is how it's gonna be. You know, we just gotta. I have to suffer through these things in
Yep.
order to make the correction. You know, and the truth of it is that when people contract, they are subjects. They are your subjects. People
Yeah.
that have Massachusetts state identification licenses. That's why you guys operate off of just the assumption and presumption as soon as you see an ID, because that validates your jurisdiction. So, it's just gonna take us to show our standing, and then for you guys to honor us, for you guys to honor our rights, oh, okay, well, this person is a sovereign. They've canceled their contracts. They don't wish to contract with us, so let them be on their way. That's what we want. We just want to be left alone. Yeah, you guys still have your subjects that are contracted,
yep.
and
I understand the big picture. The way that you're putting it, I do understand what you're saying, and I don't think that day's ever going to happen. But you know what I mean?
It's
And I
coming.
agree with what you're saying, that you mean no harm. So you understand sovereign citizens, that sometimes they are confrontational, they become angry, they're looking to bait you. It can get pretty ugly. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
At
yeah.
first, when I first encountered you, I had a feeling it was going to be okay, and then I talked to you a little more, and then I realized that you were just stating what you believed in, right? And then I realized you weren't a physical threat. You've been nothing but a gentleman. So I have no problem with that. You know what I mean? And that's the biggest takeaway for me is once people start going down that road of physical violence, everything goes.
or even verbal.
Yes, right.
We're still
Non-compliance,
human.
right.
We're still
Right.
human, and you guys get offended as well.
Yes.
So it's
Right.
not going to go well for you if
No.
if you're just offending people.
No, it's not right.
No.
Yeah, and that's so. when we deal in the past, we've had some pretty bad times with people that have labeled themselves as sovereign citizens. We've had to break windows, right? We've had issues.
Yeah.
So when they heard that on the radio, right? When you hear that, other troopers or other police officers are going to come to make sure that I'm okay. You never made me feel like you were threatening or violent, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I could tell right away you were like, well, are you going to give me your information or are you going to refuse? Because I could tell you've like dealt with it before.
A couple times, right, yeah. And I understand that. Like I said, you're doing what you believe in and you're standing up for your rights. You weren't disrespecting me, you weren't being violent or even disrespectful to me by saying, go F yourself, buddy, I'm not ready. You weren't. And so it was just a procedure. I have no choice. I enforce state law, it's my job.
Right.
But I respect you, and I don't dislike you as a person, and I do respect what you're trying to do in your views and values.
Amen.
If that means anything.
Yeah, it does. It really does. I appreciate these encounters.
Right.
You know that people are willing to listen. Officers,
I
love it when they're willing to listen to my side, even if they don't agree. Because I explain it and my logic is undeniable. You even said I can agree with some of the things you're saying.
I do.
Right? So
yes, and I do. And believe me, I wish that it wasn't always the way things have to be.
Yeah, and I'm human too. Like I'm subject to get upset too. And like I've encountered officers of like no BS officers, and they're just they're like adversarial towards me, and I have to like work to try to keep my head too,
Yes.
And I've not fully done that all the time but it's normally when I'm being attacked, So
right. I understand it. It's not, but as you know, we deal with all kinds of people. So, but once people start certain buzzwords, once you start hearing certain things about, I'm not giving you my ID for whatever, and I'm not saying you are like that. I'm saying that if someone says that, the flags start going up for us. We say, oh boy, now what's going on here? Because a lot of times people like that can be non-compliant, unpredictable, violent. You know what I mean? And have real strong anti-governmental, where they're willing to die on that hill. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like, so you kind of got to feel people up. When we first met, I was kind of figuring out how you're going to be, and then I realized that you were being compliant and you were standing by your beliefs, right? Asserting your rights as you see them, and I respect that. But I have to do what I have to do. I have bosses. I have supervisors. I am contracted, as you would say. Right. I am contracted. I am subject and contracted. So that's where my part comes in. But I do understand where you're coming from, and I respect it. And I most importantly respect your non-violent approach.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I've got multiple videos on social media, and people commending me for maintaining, respect, even in the face of being disrespected and violated and all of that. And like, it's easy to do because I look at it like this: how can you be mad at someone for doing something they don't fully understand that they're doing? I'm telling you, you're violating my rights, but you guys literally don't believe that. You guys literally believe you're following the law. So, like, how can you be mad at someone for doing something they don't know they're doing? You know what I mean?
Our bosses, right? We have to enforce the law, basically, when it comes down to it. I can't make those decisions, And
I'm really assertive for my rights. And I'll take a strong stance, but as soon as the jig's up, I put up no resistance.
No, I know that.
Put up my guys.
But it's the
you
way
guys
that
got
you do
the
it.
guns and the badges. I'm gonna submit.
I never meant to. We would never think that. I would never use that to try to intimidate you or bully you in any way, shape, or form. And when I realized that you were just, the way you were doing it is respectful. Do you know what I mean? You were just stating, but your body language and your eye contact, you weren't being agitated, you weren't being threatened, you weren't gearing up to fight. You were just saying, this is who I am and what I believe in, and you're going to have to do what you got to do, but I'm going to stand my ground. And I realized that, and that's why everything was fine. Everything
this is
fine.
like an absolutely wonderful encounter. I'm serious.
I'm happy to say that.
This. Wow. Like, this is like one of the best encounters, actually. I mean, it's nice when they just let you go, and which has happened before. They're like, oh, I don't want to deal with all this. But I'd actually rather have something like this happen, and then you guys to hear my side. hear my side, and I'm able to fully explain it, and you're able to listen, and it's being documented. So
It's
that's
being
awesome.
documented, so it is what it is, and, you know, it all worked out here in terms of, you're gonna have a chance to be heard, and you know what I mean, give your side of it, and it gets in. I know you don't recognize the judicial branch, but they're gonna hear what you have to say, and they make the decision, not me. But I have, you know, I always wish people would comply with things in terms of, you know what I mean, have an ID or do things that way, but my personal line for me is violence.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
That's
yeah,
where
yeah.
it is personal
And it
to
should
me.
be, yeah.
It is, right. And
Because
that's
you
what-
guys have a difficult job.
We don't know who anyone is. We
Right.
don't know who anyone is. Everyone that we talk to, we don't know what they're capable of, what they've done in the past, what they might do, their mental suitability in life, where they are mentally. So you're kind of ready for anything.
Yeah,
And in one second,
understandable too, yeah.
you've been nothing but a gentleman, and I appreciate that. So
Thank
we
you.
have that
You as
understanding
well.
of just, right, saying that, you know, we've met like this, I have to do my job, you're doing what you believe in, but we found common ground and got through this process. I know you're here a lot longer than you wanted to be,
Amen,
and the
yeah.
commissioner's coming here, he's gonna release you. And,
Right.
you know, but that's my key, is that we don't know what we're walking into half the time.
Right,
You know, where
exactly.
someone's
And
gonna
that's
take a
another thing
swing
I-
at you if you're armed, if you have a weapon, you know. So we're always expecting the worst and have to be a little bit standoffish until we realize, you know,
That
never
you're
fully
okay.
let your guard down. But
Yeah. For sure, for
you've
sure.
been nothing but a gentleman here, and there will be nothing said otherwise. And like I said, the whole thing's documented.
Amen.
So, right, so if there's anything here, they can go to this camera and watch you on,
Yeah, yeah.
you know what I mean, on
Yeah.
camera. There's gonna be nothing here. Everything is as it is, and that's,
I really appreciate you, Paul.
Yes, yeah.
Pleasure to meet you, man.
it's a pleasure to meet you, under these weird circumstances.
Yeah,
but
right. Right.
I've enjoyed talking with you here and in listening to your view. And I do respect it. You know, as much as I still have to do my job, but I respect it.
Thank you, thank you.
And I respect more than that, I respect the way that you went about it.
Thank you.
Respect the way that you went about it. That's the key for me. So we're going here and everything is going in the right direction. I know I've been saying that, but we have all the paperwork, everything here now, and we're just waiting on the clerk. She'll be here any minute. I'm gonna get an update on him.
Sounds good.
Hang in there. All right. All right. So he is on his way. He's going to be here in 15 minutes. Ready? All right. Over here. You see now? I'm going to uncuff you, right? So let me unsecure this here.
Sorry about that.
So. All
All
right.
right, what time is it?
Time is it? What is it? Can you see the block over?
6:56.
6:56.
Thank you. I just wanted to document.
All right.
I got uncovered. 6:56?
Yes, 6:56, just before 7, right here. So, this is clerk, he represents the court. I know, I've told him that you don't, I understand you don't recognize, all right, but we just have to go through the formality.
All right. yeah.
Just hear him out.
So you're being released on your personal recognizance that you promised to appear. So you're due in court tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. With the district court. Today you'll appear, which is like a call to your class. When you're trying to jail on bail, your bail possibly trying to go to so that is what this order says. And so I would just need you to sign here acknowledging such.
I don't sign. I don't get out. Right.
Well, I'm just gonna go use it to sign and the copy.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, this is what we had before. All right. Refuse to sign? Right? Okay. So all I'm saying is, you know that what we took from you on the street was transported back and you're getting returned. It's all this is saying here, okay?
I can verbally acknowledge that.
All right, that's fine. That is good enough.
Your copy.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate your time.
All right. All right, so we are all set. You are all set, okay?
Free man?
You are, yep, you are good to go, okay? So, we got through this. It took a little longer than expected here because of my limited...
learn the
Oh,
ropes.
well, yeah, no,
Yeah.
I do, but I'm not good at the new system, okay? So that's why you get stuck here as a result of that.
Well, good conversation.
Listen, I wish you the best.
Yeah, thank
okay?
you.
I really do. I wish
Yeah.
you the best. I respect you, and I respect the way that you went about what you did. All right?
Thank you.
So there's no hard feelings here.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
Same, likewise.
All right, so that's
Hopefully we
good.
see each other on better terms.
Yeah, on
next
better
time.
terms someday. I enjoyed listening to you. I enjoyed listening to your view, and yeah, I find it
Appreciate you.
very interesting and compelling. And like I say, I agree with a lot of what you said.
Right.
Almost all of it. Okay.
Amen.
So-
Thank you for that. Thank you for
Yeah.
your understanding. I
No,
really
I do,
appreciate it.
and it was the way that you went about it. You're a gentleman, and you asserted your rights as you saw them. And you want your bottle?
You can toss it.
Okay. Are you sure? Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure you didn't want it. Okay. I'll toss it. So. This is the exit. You are in West Concord. You gonna be okay? You got your
I'll be
phones?
good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I wish you the
Appreciate
best.
you,
Okay.
man. Take it easy.
Take care.
Yep. Thanks.
We'll see ya.
Yep.